everybody? It's Deadpan again. Today we might be starting a new series, but who knows? It might be just a one-time video thing. Because who knows if I want to do this again? And I'm calling this one worst. Hold on. I'm gonna call this one worst movies ever. See, we have worst episode ever. We have worst movies ever. Whereas at least worst episodes ever is me looking at shows I like, finding the worst episode of them and being objective about it. Worst movies ever is most of these movies I'm probably not gonna like at all. Have no redeeming qualities or very few. Not even in a fun way where they're so bad it's good, like Neil Breen movies. Like, if you know anything about me, you know I love a good Neil Breen overacting, ferocious movie. I've never watched a full one, but the clips I've seen, the reviews I've seen is like, it's like go like it'd be like, I'm an American, I love my country, I found this corruption. Jim, no, I can't help you now. Like that stuff is great. That's gold. But we're talking about the really bad, the tragic, if you will, the atrocious, the tragic and the atrocious. And today we start off with this potential new idea of a movie that I'm almost 99% sure at least 70, at least a good 90% of the world, how that's even too high a number, 99.9% of the world actually has not even heard of, much less seen. And that's a movie called Jingle Smells. Now I can see in your head there, you're thinking, what could Jingle Smells possibly mean? Are we dealing with a smelly Santa? Is this some kind of like Christmas, dark, like more edgy Christmas movie, like, you know, some of those ones you've got over here is like a bad Santa sort of thing going on here? No, that's not what we're doing here at all. Maybe you're thinking, well, maybe it's a smelly Santa. Like, no, we're dealing with a movie that has the wrestler, the legend, former TNA World Champion, multiple-time TNA Tag Team Champion, one half of two of the greatest tag teams in wrestling history, with one particularly probably in everybody's top 10 and the other at least probably be in the top 30 or 40, and a man who for the last 23 years, most people who watch something that isn't WWE related are familiar with, James Storm acting in a movie. Which right off the bat is weird. You probably think, well, I've never heard of James Storm acting in a movie. There's a reason for that. And who else do we have behind James Storm? We have Hornswoggle. Now you're probably going, oh, this is getting a little weird. Hornswoggle, though, has been in movies and stuff. I know lately it's been making some questionable appearances, from what I understand, on places like Fox News. But regardless of that, put that pin in that, because we're not even there. We have John Schneider, which, depending on your age, or if you know him at all, you might know him from the Dukes of Hazzard. I don't remember which Duke he was. I didn't watch that show. And he was also Jonathan Kent on Smallville. And you may be thinking, okay, Hornswoggle might be iffy, but he's okay, except for that shitty Leprechaun movie. He's okay in other stuff I've seen him in. James Storm had some cowboy charisma. If he plays a character similar to him, maybe he could get it. He feels like a guy that has that personality. Maybe he can make it work. And, Jonathan Kidd was cool in Smallville. Like, well, what could go wrong here? And maybe this will work out. And then you find out this is a movie written by Sean Hannity, who, if you don't know who he is, I'm vaguely aware of him as I'm not as well versed in these types of people, but he's one of the many overpriced, awful, absolute garbage, right-wing shithead, talking head types. In this case, one of the ones on Fox News, who, if you look up him, I'm sure you can find all kinds of awful, really stupid, boneheaded, dickheaded, absolutely gutless, cowardly, fucked up shit he said, and all kinds of things he supported. So, we're up to 3 minutes already. We're already like going, huh? So, yeah, if you could, just to cut the shit, to get to the point, because I've given this already way too much time in the preamble, if you will. Jingle Smells is a movie, a Christmas movie, which is on Tubi, at least last time I checked. But you really shouldn't watch it. It's a Christmas movie that is about essentially two things, and these two things coming together. Number one, our main character, who I'm not even going to pretend to remember his name. I watched this movie half when I was sober, just to kind of see what I was working with here, to see if there was going to be some funny taking the piss moments funny, like, oh, look at this goofy shit they're doing here. There wasn't really that. I watched that half, and then I watched like the other half, like drunk off my ass, like the last 2 thirds of it, like a week later. So dealing with, I keep things together. But the main character is some generic dude who's the son of Jonathan Kent. He's back from the Iraq War, no, the Afghanistan War. He's back from the Afghanistan War. He's been back for a while, and he's having trouble. He lives in a really horrible-looking, squalid, I don't even know if apartment's the right word. It's a really small, little kind of, like, basically 3 or 4 room place he's living in. So his dad hooks him up for a job taking trash. And that's where we have the jingle smells, at least the first setup of this thing. So basically, he's delivering trash, and he's got this other dude that was like his dad's friend, like an uncle to him and whatnot. But anyway, the other part over here is that James Storm is playing a character. I don't know why I remember this. He's playing an actor named Mason Stone. Maybe the name just pops out with me. I don't know. And Jason Stone has a problem. See, Jason Stone got canceled. And that's not me saying this. The movie, immediately as it starts, gives you a news bulletin of some fake Fox News looking bullshit of the 2 most charisma-less crackers you can imagine, telling us how and why James Storm got canceled. And not only got canceled, he apparently is the star of this like, I guess, public access superhero show thing, and he's supposed to be in movies based off him or something called, like, was it Silver Sable? I don't remember what the character's name was. He looks like the fun. I can't think of the show, but there's a show I didn't really watch it growing up. It's like Hawks, Thunderhawks maybe. There's like a Silverhawks. He looks like one of those characters. If you know Silverhawks, like look it up. Maybe I can find a picture of Disney Brody. But anyway, he got canceled for that. Now, Hasbro is gonna have to cancel all his toys. And one of the only funny parts of this movie is them calling the company supposed to be Hasbro Cashbro. Okay, I'll give you that. Also Eric Roberts is this, who you might know as the Master from the Doctor Who movie 30 years ago, or about a million other roles. He was in The Dark Knight. He's the Carmine Falcone guy. He's Carmine Falcone there. But yeah, but I'm getting ahead of those. So he's canceled. Now, if you had to guess why this man is canceled, why this company went to all this trouble to get rid of his toys, what horrible thing do you think he said or did? No, go on. Try to guess. I promise you will not guess this. So, we are told he's canceled for forcing his religion on people while brandishing a deadly weapon. And we get this clip. And this clip is him in camouflage holding a crossbow, and he says, "God bless America and our troops." Yeah. Before we go on, and I'm probably give this movie more attention than others, but right off the bat, we have a really stupid premise here, because you're gonna write your movie. Let's be real. This is a stupid Christmas movie to try to own the libs and go, oh, look, we own the libs. Oh, look what we did there. Oh, look how goofy they are. Sean Hannity was writing this, thinking he's cooking over here. My writing's so fire. Canceled for loving God and loving bows and arrows. And it's like, first of all, I'm really going to believe that in America, at any point in the last 50 years, I'm not even 50, but in the last point I've been alive, I'm like in my 30s. In the last so many years, that anybody's going to get their career halted to this degree because they said, God bless America and our troops, and had a crossbow in their hand when they're presumably going hunting. He had a hunting outfit on. He had camouflage on like he's going hunting. I'm supposed to believe that. Me. Like, in what fucking world do y'all live in? Like, if you put this satire in South Park, they would say, like, that's too on the damn nose. That's not funny. No one's going to get that. That's not satire. If you put in The Boys, people would say the boys had lost their way. They jumped the shark. It's just so stupid. Because, like, what are we doing here? This is not the world we live in. I can tell you things people got canceled for legit. Like, things like Two Live Crew, the bands. Like, when I was just a small baby, they got their asses banned. They got their shit canceled off the radio. Their song, the Me So Horny, because it was obscene. And they even got arrested for playing the song, despite, people wanted to go to the concert and hear their song, but you can't do that, right? And the Dixie Chicks had people burning their albums and radio stations banning their songs, you know, just because they said that they didn't agree with George Bush doing a war. That's the shit that people get. The opposite end of the spectrums here, right? You got motherfuckers upset, got pissing their britches, fucking crying like little whiny piss babies over sexually suggestive songs, and somebody daring to say that war is bad, that the president going to war is bad, but we're gonna cancel people because they said God bless America and the troops, and they have a crossbow. Like I would assume on those hunting shows they have. I don't even know if hunting networks still exist, but I used to have those a lot. But I'm sure there's still hunting shows, possibly just on YouTube streams or whatever, or Twitch. But like I'm sure some of those dudes at one time said God bless America and probably said God bless the troops, and I don't think anything happened to him. So already the problem's off the bat. It's like, well, what do we do? And you could have picked like the thing is you could have picked something that makes sense, but we're not even in the realm of reality. We're in a goofy movie that is trying so hard to make a point that doesn't really make sense. And the second problem with this too is that I'm supposed to believe this company, and they make it a point to point out this company literally spent millions of dollars on these toys already, but they're gonna take these toys and they're gonna throw them away. That's gonna set up our second plot. They're gonna throw them away because we spent the money, but he's canceled now. So that is insane to me. What capitalist is the good? What fucking world are you living in? Because we live in a capitalist hellhole. No fucking company would piss that much money away. I know some people are like, well, Gina Carano's action figure. I've seen Gina Carano action figures for sale in some places still. They just don't make new ones. They're not gonna piss away the ones they have. Motherfucking Hasbro, Cashbro, whatever. And then in the same scene we get this lady that is basically supposed to look like what they think leftist is. I guess it's like a larger woman, you know, a large woman with I don't know how to explain her hair. It's like a short kind of hair, like the here. It's not. It's just like I think black, and she has glasses on, and she's like, Mason Stone is doing too far. Pushes really. It's like some internet stream in the middle of this Fox News, this show, and then we cut to Eric Roberts being sad about losing money. Like, do we really have to do this? But anyway, so then, then we go to our main character, and he gets the job at the trash, and there, oddly enough, there is actually like kind of a semi-decent like bit of like, it's not funny, it's not that like good, but it's okay, it's decent of the two main characters, not the dad, like the uncle dude and the Afghanistan guy, the jingle smell guy, like just kind of hanging out and just kind of doing the job for a bit. Like there's at least a camaraderie there of them kind of being boys, you know. That like you probably could have made a better movie than this if you just focused on that. It's like not horrible, but we don't really get much of that before we get to the main plot of that. Oh, they find out that like this guy has this warehouse of these old toys they're throwing away because Homie got canceled. Let me see real quick if I can find a pic of the toy. I cannot find a picture of the thing, but yeah, it's like a dude in a silver outfit. Let me see if I can maybe give an idea of how it looks similar to. It's a long pause. Sorry about that. Like kind of similar to this, like the Silverhawks kind of thing in the '80s, like that, but in a smaller package. You know. Oh, anyway, so he gets these toys, and so he beats this kid. He meets this kid, and this kid like sad because he didn't get anything for Christmas because he lives in the poor part of town. Santa apparently doesn't bring gifts. More on that later. And we get a really weird scene where he's talking to this kid, and he's like saying he's being bullied. And we see these girls come up and bully him, and it's like really like the lamest bullying imaginable. Like, oh, you're poor, haha. Like it's mean, but it's like not even. It's not even trying. It kind of shows how dull this movie's points are. That they really don't have anything. And then we get maybe the funniest part of this movie, which is in the middle of like wherever they're at, like it's a sunny place, and they suddenly decided, hey, it's supposed to be Christmas, let's have some snow. So they CGI snow it, and it's like the worst snow effect you can imagine. Like if you would whoever you are, if you had like a can of like a bag of sugar and a fan, you could make better snow than this. It would look way better, and it doesn't even come close to filling the screen. It's like one part of the screen. It looks so bad. It looks so bad. And we'll throughout this movie, we're like 30 minutes in. James Storm is only in the opening bit. They show some of his movie scenes, and they show him with the crossbow. So he's barely in this movie. And so anyway, yeah. Our main character starts selling the toys. First, he's selling them for money. His buddy, the uncle guy's like, oh, I know this streamer guy who's all about these toys. It's Hornswoggle. I'm not even gonna pretend I remember his name. And he lives in their city or whatever, because I guess he's semi-famous, but not that famous. And his whole thing is he wants vintage old toys, you know. Frankly, I understand that. He's okay. Like as far as acting, like he's annoying, but he's not like a bad actor. But his character is so weird because he's like this dude. His catch what he's talking about. He's gonna make his jelly jiggle. What he likes, like he's gonna make my jelly jiggle. It's really cringe, and not in a fun way. Like it's supposed to be funny, but it just feels bad. It just feels like a bad comic book guy joke for The Simpsons. Like a rejected, like, well, we can't put that in the show. That's horrible. We could do better than this. Like something like that, you know. And then, he gives sales to them, and he's like, well, Jingle Smells Man, and yes, that's what they start calling him after a while. He decides, I'm gonna go give these toys to the poor kids because they ain't getting enough for Christmas, and why not? I have a bunch of them. So takes them with him, and he starts giving them to kids, and they start fighting. And the main kid is like, we get another cringe moment where the kid is like telling the next day when he's at work getting the trash or whatever, and he's trying to let his uncle hear, and he's all like, hey, thanks for the toys. Like, we don't know what you're talking about. That's cool. Santa brought you a toy, though. Wink, wink. He's like, oh, Jingle Smells. That's how he gets the name. And also because he has like a trash bag and like ninja thing, like people's like a ninja mask, or not a ninja. It's like a bandana thing that covers his face. Yeah, and he just kind of goes outside the doors and puts. He's like a reverse Grinch. I know that's just Santa, but he was like, but he's like telling him, no. He's like, well, whoever. He goes, well, I'm sure the big guy brought that toy. He's like, I'm sure the big guy brought that toy for you. And the kid is like, Santa? He's like, no, not him. He's like, the president? And he's like, no. And he goes, stay away from him. It's like, huh? It's like, okay, yeah, like, fuck Joe Biden, I guess. But at the same time, like, this is weird because y'all made this came out in 2023. Like, shitty as it is now, if you look at it, if you watch this movie now, which is when I did, that the context would be stay away from the current president. And if you watch it like any other time in the future, it's gonna be somebody else. It's just a weird joke that doesn't really work. Also, why is he staying away? It's just weird. It's like we don't like Biden. Yeah, we get it. You know, this movie's already stupid enough with your weird ass straw man. You don't have to put a cringe line like that on top of all the other cringe. It's cringy enough. We see the snow. So then, we get we start finding out they go back to the president of. Oh, I forgot. There's another plot with like Jonathan Kent. Oh, also this dude used to do drugs, so his dad, like, he found out he has money. He owes him money. He's worried. He gives him the money. He's worried about how he's getting it. And, his wife, the dude's not his wife, I guess his girlfriend or whatever, is mad that he's hanging out with his adult son and helping him. When he's talking about it, he's like, "You're supposed to have time for me." It's not really interesting. There's no, like all the things that there's like nothing there that they stretch it out, but it's like. Of all the subplots in this movie, and there are way too many, this is the least important one. And it hardly has any like story to it, except one time she catches him like taking the toys. That's the resolution. That's the whole thing. But anyway, eventually word gets out, and now the Hasbro people are. We get a meeting with the Eric Roberts and some other people. A lady who's like a lawyer, and the lady who's, I guess, a press secretary and a lawyer guy. And we start going. He's like mad about having to cancel the toys. He doesn't like it. Yada yada yada. And we get a weird part where lawyer guy's trying to pitch his own line of action figures. He's like military monsters. It's like we got Tankenstein, we got Warwolf, and I'm like, well, those sound good. Like Tankenstein. I want to see what Tankenstein looks like. It's a Frankenstein tank. That sounds pretty good. Like that might rule. Shit, if I like 10 or something, I'm buying the hell out of that. Why wouldn't I? I mean, I love Beast Wars and Animorphs. I definitely be fucking with Tankenstein and Werewolf. I love werewolves. I fucking love werewolves. You gonna make Werewolf? Hell yeah. And then it's like, he's like, no, nobody's gonna buy that toy. It's like, huh? Yes, they would. Are you fucking kidding me? They absolutely would. He's like, this is a toy company. This company is not no toys at all. But yeah, this is ridiculous. That's gonna have a thing later too, by the way. And so anyway, hold on. Eric Roberts eventually, because he sees the Hornswoggle with the action figure, he's trying to find out how to get it. So they start trying to arrest the dude who did it. And there's also a news report on the Jingle Smells on the news about the kids getting the toys. So that's kind of going away. And eventually, there's this thing where the dude's uncle's like, there's these sick kids in the hospital. They're not gonna get anything for Christmas, and he's like, I don't know what I should do. I'm gonna get arrested. I'm gonna go back to jail. And at one point, like his dad figures out too, and and he's like, he said, I'm like, I know what you're doing. He's like, well, I'm doing the right thing. He's like, yeah, but I'm gonna have to arrest you. I also forgot to arrest his dad as a police chief, Jonathan Kent's police chief. Oh, hold on, just a minute. So at one point he goes to the church and he's asking for guidance, and there's a character from the movie who looks like this: Timu Jack Black, or Jack Whack as I call him. So anyway, Timu Jack Black shows up in the church and he starts giving him advice on what to do. Yada yada yada. Like it's okay, it's fine. And he starts like talking about Jesus, like, well, there's a guy who did the right thing even if it was against the law, and it was Jesus, which is a breach. Like, okay, this dude is doing the right thing in these toys to kids. Compare that to Jesus. Also, the law being don't, I guess, give away things that a company wants to throw away compared to an actual like law that's fucked up and fascist. Like you see the problem here. It's a weird. It's already hammering a lot of shit home that doesn't really fit. Also, this doesn't make Jingle Smells Jesus. Like what the fuck. Also, the fact he never picked a better name than Jingle Smells. Like he could have tried to do something to tell the kid. But anyway, then we come to find out this little girl and little boy are in the church. They start saying, "Are you almost ready to go to the Jack Whack?" And we find out he's Santa. Good news, everybody. Santa exists in Jingle Smells. Apparently, he hates poor kids because he was bringing them no gifts. And he spends the whole movie mostly playing his guitar badly in these restaurants. Oh, he's called the Troubadour. I don't know why I remember that. But yeah, really, really great job there, movie. You had Santa exist. You somehow found a way to make the worst Santa. And that's saying something. There's a lot of bad Santas out there. And I don't mean Billy Bob Thornton. Because that movie fucking rules. That's a fucking classic. It's a great ass movie and it's a lot of fun. Alright. So now we get the big scene. He goes to the hospital. He gives the kids the toys. His dad sees him, but he lets him in. He's like, I'll let you do this, but then I'm going to have to arrest you. Then he does want to let him go, but then the Castro people come and they take him to this place. And they're like, no, we're not going to arrest you. We're going to destroy all these toys. We have the ones you got from the lot. We have them. We're going to destroy them. And then, Eric Roberts is there, and he's hanging on he doesn't look good at all. Like, he's hanging on a railing that I don't know if he's self. Maybe he's not doing so good, but the entire time that's a bit weird. Anyway, I really probably just brought it up. That's really not the point, but it just kind of adds to the overall tone of how bad this movie is. I guess the man had bills to pay. But anyway, we get a big climax of all the cops, Eric Roberts, even Hornswoggle shows up at one point, I think. Jingles Mells, his uncle, and people in town like start coming up, like the parents of the kids, like, no, don't arrest this dude, don't destroy the toys, he was doing the right thing. And Lawyer Man presses the, no, before Lawyer Man does this, for Lawyer Guy, James Storm comes in, he's like, this is where we get to the point James Storm acting again, and oh man, I haven't mentioned it yet, but he is a bad actor. He just cannot act. You would think he would absorb some, like, for this wrestling charisma, but he doesn't. He just kind of reads lines woodenly. One point, he's like pointing up like this. I'm not pointing up, he's looking up, and it's pretty clear like he's reading a cue card or something. Like, oh man, dude. And he says to Eric Roberts, like, oh, I can take being canceled, but what you did to me was personal. Which is like, no, it really wasn't. It was a business decision. As stupid as this movie's whole premise is, it was a business decision in this thing. It's this stupid ass business decision. It makes no sense of whatever happened in her life, but it is a business decision in this movie. How is that personal? We haven't established that he's friends with Mason Stone. We've seen no interactions with him. It's just a movie wanting us to make that assumption. But I'm already talking too much about this. Let's just wrap this up. So anyway, in these really bad movies ending, we get the Lawyer Man is like starts trying to destroy some of the toys. He succeeds, but he's all like, no, now that we get rid of these toys, Mason Stone, now I can sell my military monsters. Takenstein, Warwolf. He says another, I can remember. And Eric Roberts like, no, I told you, we're not making those. He's like, wait a minute. Is that what this is all about? So basically, the setup is that the lawyer somehow manipulated the boss of Cashbro to get rid of these toys and cancel Mason Stone because he wanted to sell his toys, which sound awesome anyway. It's like, first of all, why not just try to make his toys? They sound fucking good. How are you a toy company? Are you making action figures if you don't think there would be people who want these? Second of all, considering Mattel, Hasbro, the real Hasbro, made an entire cartoon to sell transforming toys. And it worked to the point that those toys are considered, and those characters are iconic as fuck 40 something years later. Second of all, how did the lawyer manipulate this dude into doing this? Like, does the lawyer have some kind of blackmail on this dude? What are we doing here? What the hell are we doing here? It doesn't make any sense. Because why would he have that authority? Third, basically at this point, the movie is going to decide, oh, it Mason Stone's uncanceled, this is Toys R Us, yada yada. But what's weird is that they mentioned that these movies he was in, this show was also canceled. So does Cashbro guy control those? Maybe he did, I don't know. But if he didn't, like, well, you're not going to get him back at his thing or whatever. He's still getting that. And we wrap things up with, yeah, okay, so the dude's not going to jail. James Storm is not canceled anymore, or maybe he is, I don't really know. And we get the weird post-news report about him being uncanceled. We get a horrible-looking toy commercial for the Mason Stone action figure thingy. And this shit looks like a Tim and Eric skit. But not funny. Also, the lady earlier, the one who was raging about Mason Stone in the movie, she apparently had a crush on him, and she shows up there to, like, try to get with him, and he's like, no. And that, yeah, because that's great. This movie sucks so bad. Like, up until the reveal that there's a Santa in this world, you can maybe write off a terrible Christmas movie with a horrible message to push, and really kind of pushing the thing about you can be canceled for saying you love God. Like the people that think you can't say Merry Christmas anymore, even though that's literally, like, Christmas is always said. Christmas is constantly shown. Like, the minute October hits, we're talking about Christmas. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, like, it's like that. And then you get the bonus stuff of the... Also, main Jingle Smells guy isn't a really good actor, but he's not as awful as some of the other one, but he's just kind of there. Jonathan Kent, he's okay, too, but man, this movie's trash. He also went on Fox News and wrote this. I'll tell you the kind of shithead he is, talking to Sean Haley, too, because of course he fucking did. Somebody save me. This is the Jonathan Kent that should have died in the tornado. This is the time again. Shut down the fucking tornado, goddammit. But yeah, this movie's trash. Don't ever watch. You could watch literally any other Christmas movie, any other comedy movie, anything really. Not a Sean Hannity movie. Fuck that guy. Probably anything with Jonathan Snyder, as long as it wasn't released in the last 15 years or so. Anything with Eric Roberts, probably. Any movie for the amount of time of 90 minutes, you could have watched it probably better. Well, not anything, but most anything. This is so bad, I don't even know if Mystery Science Theater could roast this and make it funny. It's just, there's like, I think the thing too is like, it's so unfunny, so pushing an agenda, and there's just nothing there. It's painfully dull. It's badly written. It's badly acted. It's badly edited. It's got bad cameras. Nothing is good about it. Nothing. It's just a black hole of suck. Oh, and then Sean Hannity comes at the end to basically hammer home the message of the movie in your heads. So that's fun. You get that too. Hey, fun. But anyway, fuck this movie. Maybe I'll do some more of these again. Because I watched some pretty bad movies by the time. Including some really bad werewolf ones like, holy. So, if you enjoy, hopefully you enjoyed this. Watching me talk about it. And I watched it. So you don't have to. See you later. Have a great day.